In a society that appreciates kindness and being nice, it might seem strange not to treat everyone gently, but the story of Buddha's life helps us understand this better. In this video, we will explore the profound teachings of Gautam Buddha and discover why there are times when it is important to move beyond gentleness and take a more sensible approach in life. To understand this video, watch till the end. Once Buddha was sitting with his followers when a king came up to him and said, "O Lord, ever since I started following your teachings, everyone seems to be taking advantage of my kindness. I used to be really very cruel before I followed you. I would not hesitate to punish someone to the death sentence. But now I don't feel like punishing anyone. I don't even get angry anymore. I have become kind and I look everyone with compassion. But people are exploiting my kindness. They are no longer afraid of me. The crime rate in my kingdom is rising and people feel insecure. Additionally, I am encountering numerous issues in my governance. Please tell me, what should I do now?" Upon hearing this, Buddha smiled and responded, "King, the answer to your question lies within this story. Pay close attention." Then Buddha began to narrate a story. Once there was a venomous snake that lived in a hole under a big tree on the edge of a village. This snake was infamous for attacking people for no reason. And sadly, many people lost their lives because of its terror bites. People were terrified to even go near the tree because of the snake. One day, a monk happened to pass by the village and saw the beautiful tree. He decided to take rest and meditate under the shade of tree before continuing his journey. Some villagers who noticed the monk cautioned him about the dangerous snake and advised him to stay away from the tree. However, the monk simply smiled and settled down under the tree to meditate. As he sat there, the snake emerged from its hole, hissing angrily and poised to strike. Undeterred, the monk met the snake's gaze and began chanting a mantra, and miraculously, the snake began to communicate with him. Addressing the monk, the snake said, "Hey man, are not you afraid of me? Don't you realize this is my territory? How dare you intrude here?" The monk responded with compassion and said, "My friend, why should I fear? I fear nothing. I do not even fear death. So why should I fear you? It appears that you fear death. That's why you bite others." The snake was astonished to hear this from the monk. Until then, it had only encountered people who either tried to kill him or fled in fear of him. It had never encountered someone who was not afraid of him. Upon hearing the monk's words, the snake approached him and wrapped itself around his feet and said, "You are right, sir. Every time someone comes near to me, I feel like they want to kill me. That's why I bite them, to save myself. If I don't bite them, they will kill me." The monk nodded and said, "You are right, but my friend, remember one thing? Life will end one day. Therefore, it is not appropriate to harm others just to save yourself. Let go of this fear of death and replace it with love for everyone." Saying this, the monk left from there. The snake was deeply impressed by the monk's wisdom. He took his words to his heart. He made a decision to stop biting people and let go of his anger. But things did not go as planned. When people noticed that the snake had stopped biting anyone, they started to mess with him. Those who used to be scared of him now came up to him without fear, teasing, scratching, and hurting him. Consequently, the snake found himself wounded and hurt all the time. He was really upset and going through the toughest time of his life. After some time, the monk returned to the village and sat under the same tree, but to his surprise he found the snake in a pitiful state. The monk asked him, surprisingly, "What happened, my friend? Who has harmed you?" The snake replied, "Oh, blessed one, you advised me to be kind and stop biting. Since I followed your advice, people have stopped fearing me, and instead they torment me now. Now nobody is afraid of me. People come, hurt me, and leave me in a miserable condition. Life has become very difficult for me." Hearing this, the monk responded, "My friend, it seems you misunderstood my teachings. I told you not to bite others, but I never forbid you from his ink in self-defense." After sharing the story with the king, Buddha asked, "King, have you found the answer to your question? It seems you misunderstood my teachings, much like the snake did. I told you to let go of your cruelty, but I did not mean for you to abandon your responsibilities as a king. If you break the law, your people should respect and fear you, or else crime and chaos will spread in your kingdom. Without a strong leader, neighboring states might even attack your kingdom. You need to be firm on the outside to keep everyone in discipline. By enforcing justice, you ensure peace and security within your kingdom. So, you should rule with the compassion of a monk inside, but with the authority of a king outside. If we see in our lives, we will find that kindness is a wonderful trait, but being overly kind can make us susceptible to being taken advantage of. When we are too kind or nice to people, they might use our kindness for their own benefits, leaving us feeling used or taken advantage of. While kindness is important, but it is equally important to assert ourselves and set boundaries to prevent others from taking advantage of our kindness. For instance, if you are excessively kind in your office, then your colleagues may exploit your kindness by frequently asking you to help them in their task. However, when it is their turn to help, they might start making excuses because they believe that even if they don't reciprocate, you will still assist them when they are in need. In a relationship, if one partner is always forgiving and accommodating, the other partner might begin to exploit this kindness. They might begin to neglect their responsibilities and take their partner's generosity for granted. They start to expect them to always be understanding and forgiving without reciprocating in the same manner. Similarly, when you are overly kind, then others may perceive your kindness as a weakness. This can lead them to disrespect you and even abuse you, knowing that you are unlikely to react or stand up for yourself. The advice Buddha gave to the king is relevant for all of us today. In our modern era, it is crucial to learn from Buddha's teachings. Kindness does not mean foolishness. Therefore, it is essential to assert boundaries and say no when needed to prevent exploitation. By blending kindness with strength, we can navigate life's challenges effectively while safeguarding ourselves from exploitation in a world where not everyone shares our good intentions.